Cash is getting all the money as all of the past and personalities are knocked aside in a way that's aggressive, okay? Top end heavy on how you're paying people at your network, because they're the people who pay for themselves, and everyone else is disposable. As people complain and are outraged by this, isn't how you do it. You don't fire longtime personalities. There's people who don't understand the business. Blame Pat McAfee. What a promotional item for the wrestling guy on College Game Day to emerge from all of this talk of he stole all the money and say, I've got an album dropping now. Check out my show. I'm the biggest star in sports. Stephen A's over there making less than me, going with Bill Maher, trying to build out his own brand. I'm going to build it on his platform because I'm in charge now.
Damn. One thing you got to say about Batard, he gonna bring it. That was well stated. Yeah, they competing in whole different lanes, different animals now. It's just so evident. Like Pat McAfee was forced to forward think, and now the present is his. He has the gift. And it's no doubt that Stephen A. Smith is the man in sports media. But there's also no doubt that Pat McAfee is the machine in sports media, because he merged man with the machine. He merged with it, because when he couldn't get a gig at ESPN and he started his own daily show, and now he's a partner with ESPN, he has no bosses. He's the boss. He is the Jimmy Pitaro of Pat McAfee Entertainment, where Stephen A. Smith still has people above him that can tell him, go left, go right. I know you want to keep Ryan Clark. We not. I know you probably don't want Cam Newton. We hear you. You probably don't want Molly. She gone. You definitely didn't want Max Kellerman. We heard you. He moved. We moved him somewhere. Then he's gone. You ain't gonna hear none of that with McAfee. None of that. It's a whole different animal, because that's digital, the independent space, partnering. That partnership was with FanDuel. Now it's with ESPN, who partners with DraftKings, who partners with anybody. Whole different animal, dog.
Pat does a masterful job of seeming dangerous and seeing like he's raging against the establishment. He's not the establishment pick, while he's rep by Ari Emanuel and gets put on everything and gets tremendous opportunities. It's a very difficult thing to pull off without overexposing yourself. And I think he's polarizing, but he's a megastar.
But the game plan, just so that you understand what's happening in these machinations, is Stephen A. uses Disney and ESPN now as his second job, because he figured out what McAfee already figured out, which is I got to build the other thing. So when these people get to firing, I can have my own thing. He's repped by Mark Shapiro, who used to be the president of ESPN and ran Six Flags for Daniel Snyder. And that's one gamesmanship happening in career management, where you're asking Disney to give me the Omaha money, give me production budgets. I want to be a bigger star. I want to take care of my staff. I want to make albums. I want to be a wrestler. I want to be the biggest thing this place has ever seen. I want to change the entire place, while Disney and ESPN somehow keep getting called to woke. All the journalists are out the door now. All of the black people, or almost all of the black people, who are actually going to say things that black people agree with strongly, all of them are gone too. You're going to have trouble finding Hispanics. Like, you're going to have a network run by McAfee and all of the white people now in charge there and at NFL Network, because they'll file this under, all of it under, we had to do this because the NFL came on board. We gave them 10% of our property. We are a giant business with them together. This is just business. That's what Jimmy Pitaro is saying, and it's understandable. It's the way to do it. But they've clearly gotten all the woke out of the building, right? Like,
man, I ain't even think about it to that extent. I've been seeing some headlines about how the woke is going and all that stuff. And look, people are tying this to the Lakers and saying, what do they call it? The snow show or something like that. The whitening of this. Really, it's an overcorrection, like all things. There was an overcorrection to go to woke, as Dan is saying it, and now it's going to be an overcorrection to go away from woke. It's going to be an overcorrection to really lean into the social justice of the late 20 teens. And now it's going to be an overcorrection to get away from that. And what were we doing? And why were we talking like that? And who doesn't talk like that? And it's a great point because they, talking about RC and how Ryan was fired before the football season. The same football season, they have the Super Bowl, which is your biggest event. And we've seen Ryan Clark go rogue on set before. That Monday Night Football game with Scott Van Pelt, he's like stopping Scott Van Pelt on his own show saying, I got to get this out. Kyron Lacy. Him going at Peter Schrager saying, I got to check you right now. You didn't play. When you get to those next level mother's pearls, clinch your pearls kind of moments, Super Bowl, biggest event on ESPN in ESPN history is coming. They can't have anybody that look like they gonna act up. Can you put Spears on there? Yeah. Can you put Canty on there? Yeah. I don't know if they're big enough for them, but that they gonna be full of integrity and they gonna stay where they could go. Brian wasn't that. To be real, they knew that. He knew that.
No, Mina Kimes is a big star for them.
She's the one now.
And she's woke. Oh, she woke.
Okay, but she'll be the new Ryan Clark in terms of
she's a girl and she never played football.
So that's what's going to get weaponized. So they're going to move from Ryan Clark over to her to see how she's.
They've already done it.
They have moved on to her. Like she's been a bullseye target for a while.
I think the thing is you're looking at this across all of media, right? Is you're watching the opinions of any level of minority group, no matter how you look at it, sort of being squeezed out. So this is our example of it within sports. We're looking at ESPN. Those are the four letters that we look at as the biggest network amongst all of it. And we see someone in Ryan Clark where that news isn't just leaked. That news is leaked to Outkick. That's with reason. That's an outlet that is always looking for stuff on that particular person.
Yeah.
And for them to be the ones who initially grab it, only for the Athletic to sort of save that leaking for whatever it was, is an example of where this is all specifically going. This isn't just a wave of layoffs like we see every year with ESPN, like we've seen for the last decade. That's where all of cable news and cable sports has gone. You see layoffs, but the way that this one went, the particular names that you saw and the particular organizations that received those leaks shows you what the effort is, which is just at the very best, it's down the middle. Opinions are gone for anything outside of break down this game.
At ESPN, I could always tell who leaked it by where it went.
Yeah.
Well, let's.
Okay. So what's really happening is by design, is that they're saying. And look, that's why I was saying for the whole Ryan Clark and everyone who was, grabbing Kleenex about they did it on air. I'm like, they want to show him the embarrassment, how they felt about him. So the internal, and when I say they, it's only a couple of people. It may be only one person. To make a leak, it takes one person. It takes somebody with enough power to know about it and also enough connection to make it happen. Simple as that. And then they want to get away from these certain people. They not only do they want to get away from you, they want to make it hard for you to get your next. That's how mad they are at you. That's how upset they are. That's how much resentment they had for you working with you. That whole, hey, how you doing? I'm not even going to put the names to it, but Ryan Clark was shaking hands, I guarantee you, in the last week with somebody who had something to do with him getting fired. That's how the game goes.
Talk about this part for a second, though, real quick before we get out of this subject matter, because Ryan Clark was embarrassed. That's the punctuation on a decade-long career that began as an intern there. He was interning there while he was a football player because he wanted to learn the media business. And it's a pretty instructive 10 years in the history of America, I would say, in terms of some of the things that end up happening, where we end up in 2026, whatever ESPN was, it is no longer. You take that however it is that you wish.
You don't think so? Guys, this is ESPN.
Okay, and shout out to Ryan Clark when he was an intern. That's when I met him, Stringer Bell, and then he turned that into a 10-year career. All that. The thing about it is, shout out to Darren J. Thank you for the super chat. He says, keep going and stay strong, Unc. You really a role model. I appreciate that. I'm going to screenshot that. That feels good. Real spit. They intentional with this stuff, man. That old money coming in with that Super Bowl. They ain't playing no games.
Let me say that again. This is ESPN, the worldwide leader. Jacked up thinking about it.
We work hard.
It was embarrassing, and the thing that people were talking about, because as you're seeing, we love this stuff. There's something else that has changed. It's not just ESPN, it's the entire climate around it. So the LeBron James social media mistake is all over television today as the news item of the day. An embarrassment. We enjoy dining at this particular trough so that we're talking a lot more about Ryan Clark than.
All right, let me sum that up real quick. There's one thing I don't do, and I don't have that quality, which is look at something and make an opinion on it, and then the next thing that happens, I use my old opinion to now be the stepping stone to my new opinion. I kind of look at people and things like, and this is blinding to me. This is not, I'm not saying this as something that's positive, because it creates blind spots. I look at things like a court case. Like I'm not judging you because of the last defendant in here. You come in here, who are you? All right, move on. All right, you come in here, who are you? All right, you move on. So even if y'all look alike, same color, same hairstyle, same height, you ain't him. And that's a unique quality. It comes with its positives. You're very fair. I'm a fair person. I don't care who you are, what I heard about you. I'm not caring. I'm literally going to ask you, what's up? I'm not going to be colored by everybody saying, man, you better look out for him or look out for her. Part of that is because people told people to look out for me when I was growing up. Oh, man, where that little boy from? Oh, man, who is his uncle? You know his uncle? You heard about his sister? Oh, man, his family crack. Nah, I'm gentle. I'm a teddy bear. Stop playing with me, right? So people can just see you coming and play on their implicit biases or their explicit ones if they really want to go there. But it does create a blind spot like this because Dan Le Batard in that show has a certain resentment or feeling towards ESPN. So it colors whatever they're going to say about ESPN. You can see it. All that. It is ESPN, right? I don't look at ESPN like that. One, because I didn't have that experience. But two, I know that ESPN saying that means not much. ESPN is not a thing. It's a bunch of people that have changed over the years. That's why ESPN has changed over the years. I was there. John Skipper was there. He went to Columbia. I remember meeting him first day I met him. He like, you a lion. I said, yeah, you are too. He said, we like to roar. We gonna work well together, brother. And look, I didn't always hang with Skipper. Had a great time with Skipper. He looked out for me. I did my job. It was it. I left ESPN. I have nothing bad to say about ESPN. I could talk bad about certain incidents and people, but ESPN, that's sucking. What do I mean employees? They got 5,000? What am I talking about? 5,000 people? No. I'm talking about this producer I didn't like. I'm talking about this one executive who never spoke, right? You know, like, and we go, ESPN. I don't like doing that because if I can do that, they can do this. Think about it. ESPN, I'm talking about all of it, which means 5,000 different people. What could they do? They are doing it if you want to go there. All right, we're going to get rid of y'all woke. We ain't going to say that. That's a PR nightmare. We're going to get rid of the woker. The wokers, go. Ain't that a group? Looks different. Oh, it's a woman here, it's a man here, a couple men there. Look at the firings they were doing before. Come on, man. The firings they were doing before. What was his name? Mark something, I forget. The cats that used to speak out. They're like, so you could say ESPN and mean a bunch of things. They could say woke and mean a bunch of people. Be careful. But we're never going to get to that place where people judge each other individually. It's a rare quality. A lot of people have it, like me, but not everybody. I get it. And I don't think it's all positive. Trust me. It's good to group. It's safe to group. That's what human beings have been doing for the history of our civilization. We ain't got time to get out this cave and figure out all these individuals. We got to say, group them. You are this. You are that. And that's what we're doing. We still little prehistoric ass little animals running around here talking about a company or something. No, Burt Magnus did this, or Jimmy Pitaro did this, or somebody up there was like, Ryan Clark, enough. We ain't going to the Super Bowl year with this. Nope. That's all that is. Because you know by merits, Ryan Clark deserved to be there. But it's never about that. It's the 3 lanes. How much we paying you, how much you producing for us, and how much of a problem you are. Everybody got their different valuations of that. All right, love for you guys, man. Next thing you know, I'm going to turn into I Am Speed and shit. About to be on here 2, 3, 4 hours. Like I'm 18 years old, but that's where you go when you want to get the dough. Love to you guys. Have an amazing day. Hey, pray for me at this Versus. I'm bringing my sweat towel. It's a problem. Yeah. Oh, hold on. I got to show you this shirt I was going to wear, but I think it's too big. I'm losing weight over here. Stressed out. You know, I ain't eat that 24 hours I was locked up. I ain't eat it all, homie. I ain't eat, homie. Let me show you this shirt. Shirt is dope. I was going to wear it. I might get shot at. I don't want to get shot at. Shout out to my boy, my cousin, my family. He makes these, man. I got to show him some love. It's called Hometown Heroes, right? Y'all seen these before, I'm sure, especially if you're in LA. But he slang those. But look at this. Look at this. It's too big for me now. Look how big. Damn. Look at that. Look how big it is. But look. That's dope. Look at this. That. Look at that. Oh, I was going to wear that. That's too much, though. That's too. And my Compton hat. Oh, them boys will be banging on me like, Wiley, hey, blood. No. I was going to wear it, so I think I got to wear something simple. All right, y'all. It's going to be live. YG versus Gang. I ain't even going to tell you who I think going to win. I'll tell you who wins tomorrow. Enjoy. Have an amazing day. I know I will. Peace.